have kind of a mixed bag on the docket today, and we'll just see how it goes. Um, I want to do basically a group healing on core wounds. Um, just continuing this theme of we all share these same wounds, um, and we heal the field together. And the more we do this together, the more potent it is. Um, and I had this these sort of downloads about some things we all need to hear. Um, so I have a healing with we're going to heal some core wounds from the authorities in our lives, and we're going to healing and waking up. Same thing. We're going to heal and wake up from core beliefs in things like government and things like money. So I want to do that today. And I want to do that in service to um, what I also want to do, which is to introduce the new People's Trust Substack page. It's not ready to launch yet. I want to introduce it to you all who are regulars, and get your feedback and have a conversation about it this week. Um, because I really want to, um, like before we can really fully um, join as a collective. I feel like we need to, like, before we can affirm all of the tenets that we're writing together. We need to make sure it's coming from this clear place. So you could say clearing, opening, healing, waking up. It's all the same process. And so um, I want to build this people's trust, and then I want to launch it out to invite people to join, um, with all this healing in place, so that if people run into a wall with affirming what we're saying, that they have a place to go, and that it because I really, really see it as anybody who's still affirming empire, who still believes in the systems of empire, they really just need healing. And so I'm seeing these things go really hand in hand, which I knew, but it just became clearer this weekend. Um, and so, uh, so, so I want to introduce, so I want to introduce this new Substack page and like the People's Trust um, space. Um, what do I want to say? I want to introduce it. Um, um, I guess I've said enough. I guess I want to introduce it with um, with all the support in place for what it will trigger. I guess that's what I want to say. Um, and and I want to kind of go there today together to sort of move through anything left in our systems that would turn away from a truly free world where it's fulfillment for all is our goal. Um, I want to call a meeting. um, so I want to say that too. I'll say the announcements now and then at the end as well. Um, so I want y'all who are regulars to go look at the People's Trust page. I'm gonna probably have time, probably read it, the new statements I put out there. So it's just the peoplestrust.substack.com. But again, before we go sort of a public launch, I want to keep it kind of small, and I want to have a Zoom meeting with the regulars here, with the people who've already contributed, with you know who you are, and I'm going to reach out to you. But um, anybody who like isn't a regular here, who are my friends, anybody who's like closely connected to me, I'm going to invite to this meeting. And then any of you who want to come, who want to be a contributor in some way, so an educator here on the public on the Natural Healing Radio Hour, you're an operator of some kind, you do tech, you do PR like Randolph does, um, and and um, you want to be part of the People's Trust. So us sort of initial council members. I want to come together this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific. I have a Zoom channel. I'll send you a Zoom link. But that's what I want to do. I want to have a sort of core group to meet and go through the public trust statement and through the concept together. I'm feeling like a little like I'm brainstorming, but I need your help and I need to round it out, just like we've been doing on the Free World Trust initial live stream. We've been brainstorming there together. Now with this new edition, I want to bring it all together. And we've got just in this last week, we've got some new core members who I want to bring on, tech people, tech security people, all kinds of folks. So if you want to come to that Zoom meeting, and I don't contact you directly, contact me, DM me on Substack. I'll give you the Zoom link and we will meet together. So it's a brainstorm session to add to this People's Trust. So I'm not ready to launch the page yet. You all can go look at it and then we'll meet on Sunday. Also, other announcements, men's group is also on Sundays. Now, regular on Sundays at 5 p.m. Central, or 5 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, it's Monday. 5 p.m. Pacific, contact Randolph Prox. He's got the Zoom link for you, and they met yesterday, and it's a beautiful growing group of men, super supportive, all, private, confidential. So Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific. And it's also like an open meeting. You can come and go. Okay. Also, Randolph asked me to ask you all in the comment section today and just anytime on the Radio Hour live stream to put media hosts who do interviews. We're trying to get me on a podcast or on interviews to get more PR and get more attention on this healing and on the new public trust. So put any media hosts that you know in the comments here, and Randolph will contact them. Randolph is basically our PR guy, and he's got scripts and different things to send to any media hosts. So let us know in the comments today. You can also always DM Randolph. I'm still looking for an editor or producer for the Radio Hour content. There's so much content. It's really good stuff. I just have no interest. It's just not there. I'm going to follow fulfillment. And whenever I try to make myself make clips and stuff, once in a while I feel like doing it. I just want to do it. But I really want the stuff to get out there for people to benefit. So if you have a couple hours a week and you like doing, editing and clips and you like the content, so you want to immerse yourself in it, let me know, DM me. Also, we've got Lynn coming on tomorrow to do some healing with us on the eyes, some Feldenkrais movements, some other movements that she's just been discovering. Beautiful healings. You don't want to miss that. Lynn is tomorrow. Tuesdays are at 4 p.m. Pacific. Okay, those are my announcements. Sorry, I'm a little rusty. I've been really in my bubble all weekend. I did get out of the house on Saturday. It was a beautiful day, and I met some folks in town and got some fresh veg. And I've been drinking more juice. Miriam keeps giving me juice cleanses. I'm drinking. I bought so many oranges. I bought more oranges than my fridge could fit. So I made fresh orange juice the last couple days, and it's really great. Miriam says cloudy and rainy in Miami. I always picture Miami as just sunny and perfect. Hello from Nevada, Missouri. There's also an Oregon and Missouri. So who knows where I am? AV is good. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Abby. Hi, Pete. What's up, Al? Matt, Rena. Where to find the new Substack page, New Empire. And the new Substack page is called thepeoplestrust.substack.com. So if you just look up The People's Trust, you'll see the Substack page. It's very, well, I don't want to say it's bare bones, but it's just the initial, it's bones, the bones of what we're building there. 5 p.m. Eastern. Oh, sorry, Randolph. 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern every Sunday for men's group. Randolph's got the Zoom link. Okay, great. EST. Thank you, thank you. Sorry about that. I have a media host, natural healer. I mentioned you to her yesterday. She's interested. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Abby. Awesome. Hi, Bossy. Mwah. Good to see all y'all. Okay, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forget sometimes. I'm such a lone wolf gal, I'm an only child and I've done stuff. I forget that I sometimes forget. I mean, I know we're a team and I know, and I'm inviting team meetings, and I don't, this doesn't feel like work and I feel so supported by you all. But sometimes I'm like, I still get this well, I got to do it and I got to organize everything. And so then I tune in on Monday and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I mean, you remind me every day that I'm so not alone. But anyway, this weekend felt very in my bubble and I gotta hash this out. I gotta figure it out. It's all lies, all lies. It was really just fun. That's remaining. It's remaining wounding in my system, which will tie into what I want us to heal today. Okay. So in in creating this new public this new public trust, the public trust page, I and writing it out and fleshing it out more. I and P.S. It looks it looks like it was I was up late last night. I was up to 1 a.m. because the thoughts I just didn't feel like writing or doing it until later in the evening. And then it's just me on my floor with a bunch of paper everywhere. And I'm on TikTok, writing, eating popcorn, back to writing. It's so funny. It's just a funny process where it doesn't look at all um, I don't know, like a like a leader. You would imagine a leader should look. So I'm going to give you all permission to be uh, not necessarily chaotic, but very nonlinear, as we've talked about, and not in any way how you think it's going to go. That's just always the theme. Always the theme. Our world is so crazy. We have such a linear, left-brained, boxed-in, male-centered, totally upside-down, insane systems that healthy systems, clear ways of doing things, fun and fulfilling ways look crazy because sane is crazy and crazy is sane. Anyway, but it's also sort of funny. I laugh at myself a lot. Okay, so my thought was that I write this people's trust main idea, and I'm borrowing. I went on our conversation in the comments on the previous post, and I incorporated everybody's ideas and words. And I was like, this is such a no-brainer. Who wouldn't be on board with this? It's literally just a matter of seeing it, seeing that it exists, and then who wouldn't want to be a part of it? But the truth is, there's obviously a lot of folks who are afraid, who would look at it and get triggered, who still believe in the systems of empire, who think they benefit from the systems of empire, and that, at least in this sense, so those who would still think that we need a government, or think that we need money, or think that you know I posted this video where I said to women, I just posted on TikTok, I haven't posted on Substack yet, to women, unless there's zero sacrifice on your part and every area of your life is significantly improved, do not mess with that man. And I got so many I got a lot of positive comments, and women yeah. Um, and then I got a lot of sacrifices required. There's no good relationship unless there's sacrifice on both parties. Both people have to sacrifice. And um, men don't have to sacrifice either. Nobody has to sacrifice. You could say you have to sacrifice your story, you have to sacrifice your ego, you have to sacrifice your belief systems, but you don't have to actually sacrifice anything. And the women have generally been the ones to sacrifice more. And we're told that that's our virtue and that's our job. Now, men are we're all sacrificing, but I was in this video speaking to the women. And I was like, "Oh my god, that story is so big," right? This it for someone to benefit, somebody else has a cost. There's a zero sum, a scarcity idea just everywhere. And so anybody who would cling to the systems of empire, it's really a spell. Like I say that beliefs and thoughts and spells and egregores and demons and what it's all same, same, same. It's an energetic spell. It's an energetic block. And and like an energetic, almost like a whirlpool or a black hole where our attention gets siphoned, right? And we all know what that is. Um, so but these are these major spells, right? And each system, so each so-called authority, you could see it as a spell. So it's a spell that there is such a thing, and we need such a thing as government. Like that in and of itself is a spell. We talked about the sort of colonizer egregore. These are all spells or under the umbrella, and you could say, of the colonizer egregore, which is really just the story of separation. It all goes back to separation. So right now, all these spells, the spell of money, the spell of like government caring for us, the spell of countries being separate, right? We're seeing with the Holocaust in Palestine that the Israeli government is completely tied to our government, is tied to, there's no like who's running the show here. It's very obvious that we're not a sovereign country. So then the spell of like democracy is getting woken up from, right? It's a dream, it's a story, it's not real. I saw a guy on Substack who, he's a veteran, all of his family are veterans. They've been in the US for hundreds of years, and white guy, and he was heartbroken. He was realizing that all of it was a lie, that there was no service to a country. Like, what is this country? It's this idea of democracy, and that we were going to spread democracy, and he believed it. And he was he had woken up. He was like, "Oh my God, this isn't real." And all of his family members were waking up. Um, and he was like, I don't know, pushing 60, maybe he was older than that, and just like lost. And so this is this place we're at. And this is why I want to call a meeting and be a little more precise and do it as a team and as a council to put this people's trust together so it's really, really clear and it speaks to everyone at multiple levels, right? It's very simple, it's very clear, it cuts through the bullshit, and it's an invitation that like, here's where to come. And then if you can't hear this, here's where to go to heal, and we'll be waiting, kind of thing. Because the moment in time we're in is when all these spells are being broken, like the spells of like there's royalty, like that's a spell, right? That there's royal blood is an insane idea, right? Manifest destiny and royalty. These are expired. We are done. But people are in shock when they wake up from them. Um, so, and then stories of race, like all of them. So it struck me that we are in this moment. I've had flashes of, and I've probably talked about this, but like I really love the tarot as a sort of story of human development, spiritual development, human development, same. Which I haven't spoken about before, but in the new public trust uh, um, Substack, you'll see a resource library page, and in there, I'm starting to list our channels for the new PBS, which is what we are. We're a trust, and we're also a broadcasting system, and we're also the hearth, for gathering. We are the space for the Nova Gaians. And so we're catch-all for a lot of things. The resource library is like, it's a public library, right? It's the public library, the resource library part of our collective. And I put human development, and that we all contributors in this resource library are want fulfillment for all. Like that's the aim. And then the first category is human development. And I started with putting human fulfillment because certainly it's fulfillment, but it's fulfillment for all of them. And really, we're teaching development, which is always development into fulfillment. Um, and it's also always development. It's like healing, awakening, evolution, development, same, same, same. It's humans stepping into their natural course. And then we have a technology section. It's technology stepping into its natural course, which is fulfillment, is actually that, as Randolph is exploring AI and ChatGPT, was saying, like, this is the global brain. And ChatGPT was giving him beautiful responses as to how to, for instance, organize the kindreds that I presented last Friday. Or was it the Friday before? Don't ever assume I know what day it is or time. That whole living out of time thing. it's it's funny. So anyway, the kindreds, it already incorporated fairies and elves and gnomes. It already had a language for it. It was like already our resource library. So we are this we're already this global brain. And so I'm like, everything really is just the natural course of fulfillment, natural development. And then we have people who do like earth development, earth or Terra Nova development, and then human development, and then animal development, technology development, Um, and so we'll tag everyone there, and we'll have links to everybody's Substack page or websites or whatever we want there. Um, but we're all sort of doing the same thing. And 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 it was like, oh my God, this is this hub, right? This hub where we finally have the world. Like, so in the tarot, the last card of the major arcana is the world card. And I've described it before, but it's in the Rider-Waite tarot, it's a woman floating in a semi-naked, in a laurel leaf with four directions around her, and different symbology to show that she is both fully embodied and fully awake to her nature as spirit. So when I look at what we're building here with the public trust, I see it as like an embodiment of the world card. Like, this is it. This is, everybody knows they're awake and who they really are, and we are working together as one for fulfillment for all, right? Because the world card to me, it represents fulfillment. My definition of fulfillment, which includes knowing your oneness. So, and then I was like, oh, we are, and I just have been seeing this over and over again. We are in the judgment card before, like right now on the earth, we're in the judgment card before the world card. And the judgment card is just, it's the weight of souls, right? It's like, are you with the old way? Are you with your ego? Are you with the stories? Or are you with, often it's an angel on high blowing a trumpet to the people beneath, and they're all stripped naked. And this is, I mean, you all can see it with me, like everybody's being stripped down, like all the so-called leaders in any of these systems are being exposed. Like, everything's being exposed. It's judgment day. Um and so I was like, so I'm like, okay, why so in this, and now I'm the least judgmental, like I'm Kali and I'll chop your head off, but I'm not going to judge you. I'm not interested. I'm not your judge and juror. Um because I know that the only reason you would choose systems of empire, you would not come to Jesus, so to speak, you wouldn't come to Christ consciousness, to who you really are, is because of your pain, is because you need healing. And so And so what so by if you're not passing the judgment and getting the world card, it's because you have a false god, right? So a false god and an authority. Um and so that's all the authorities, right? That would imply that there is an external guide to life versus what it is, which is you as internal awareness, as the oneness awareness, honoring the guidance of Mother Earth, of Gaia, through your body, the body. So consciousness and the body. as one, is fulfillment, is you as um, you as the author. It's like it's like the words get weird a little bit because um, you're both. Maybe y'all can help me describe it. I mean, life life is authoring it. Life is authoring everything. You are life. You are the one awareness, the one consciousness embodying all of life. And you can feel what it is to be the bird outside your window. You can actually, your consciousness can float. Um, what you're doing when you embody yourself or and the world is you're honoring how the mother, how the body authors herself. And she authors herself always toward fulfillment. When consciousness tries to author something not through the body, we get destruction. We get the world we live in. We get playing God versus being God, being goddess. That's what we have. Okay, so the judgment, meaning God, goddess, will judge you, will knock you around when you don't honor what's true, when you don't honor the authorship of life. And that'll get worse and worse in your own individual life, and it'll get worse and worse as a collective, which is what we're at now. So we're at this judgment card. so it's only just a wound that would still believe in a separate author, in an authority that would write my life for me, and I'll just follow that script. What that basically is, right? It's a wound that needs healing. You could also just say it's arrested development. It's arrested human development. Going back to what are we all doing? We're just doing development. We're just honoring the natural course of things. And I'm just teaching human development, which is human fulfillment. So we're all, as a species, in arrested development. So, and then what we do we sort of are still like preteen or a 4-year-old. Some part of us is still running a program that's looking for mommy to guide us to, which is government, or looking for a woman to tell us we're lovable, or whatever it is. Right? We are that 4-year-old, that 12-year-old, that 18-year-old, that 25-year-old, still looking for the thing that we have and believing in an external authority. How much we perform, how much we do a dance to get that love, that approval, that safety, that connectedness is how much we have arrested development, how much we need healing. So, and then the more authentic, the more self-possessed, literally you are in your own body, the more self-aware. I'm aware of what this body wants. I'm aware also of what my conditioning is. Um, the more integrity, the more health, the more wholeness, the more adulthood, the more you have developed. And the natural development with humans is to just increasing awareness, increasing embodiment, all the way to realizing you're everything, right? And each one of those little ones inside realizes it as well. So it's this opening process, this awakening process, this healing process. And then you, as a mortal awareness, are 100% responsible for yourself. You're sovereign. And that's what we've been saying. We are the sovereign citizens, residents of Nova Gaia. So we are reclaiming our sovereignty. We are reclaiming our authorship. We are reclaiming our bodies. We are divesting ourselves of all the systems of empire. Those wounds that keep us believing in an authority, disembodying ourselves, looking to perform lovability or good enough in order to get that wound, um, some salve on that wound, um, is uh, is the trouble. So w- so we are responsible. We have to wake up from believing there's an authority. But part of what we do in our healing, right? We Randolph calls it cuddling. We've done so much together. Is you're holding the little one. You're holding the wound. Um, and you you as pure awareness it's sort of like reauthoring. It's like last week said, it's like the father and the daughter, right? And he holds her and shows her she's safe and shows her she's loved, and the body, feels that. My What I want to do today is be the voice from awareness, right? It's from seeing from the point of view of these false authorities. So all of the authorities in our lives are false authorities. They have at some point, bless them all, but they imposed authorship on our life instead of letting life author us, and then honoring that in themselves and then in us. So, as I've said before, in awareness is everything. It's like all the love, so you as pure awareness have everything for yourself. And it struck me that we really need to hear from these so-called authorities an apology, and I'm sorry to the wound. Now we can do that. I'm just going to do it as a sort of stand-in and encourage you to do this on your own. Um, but we as the awareness who can see, oh my gosh, I hurt my daughter, I hurt my son, I hurt my child, I hurt my student, I hurt my friend, right? That we, as the pure awareness, can speak to that wounded one inside. So my my insight was that those of us still going to the systems of empire as authors of our lives and believing that story need to hear, like us from a surrogate, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, and in order to like let go of our grip on them. Um, so I want to read. I want you to. I want you to like. I'm going to read and just say some apologies on behalf of these authorities in your life, your parents, our teachers, our police, our priests, etc. Um, it's similar to it's basically an acknowledgement of the betrayal, because this man I saw today, right? He was struggling with the betrayal. It's like, I've been betrayed by my country. I've been betrayed by the government. I've been betrayed by, and then he's like, it's like all the betrayals start to hit him, right? And it's your whole world turns around like, oh my gosh. And it's the beginning of sovereignty and the beginning of healing. But uh, it's like on behalf of the government to soften that blow and to give you this tool to heal, um, to reclaim that authority, that authorship for yourself. Um, so it's similar to, and in the end, right? So I wanna, I wanna, I wanna be the voice of these seemingly external authorities. It is all one. It is just us, and it is ultimately that we betrayed ourselves by believing in the authority that would betray us, right? And we can't help but do it. But we have to take full responsibility. So, for instance, I could tell the story of my lot of friends having betrayed me, and my ex-husband, for instance, and my parents. I could tell that story. Let's just go with the ex-husbands. um, and it's a true story from one angle, but a much truer story. is that I betrayed myself. And and I also betrayed him, meaning he runs a game on me. And my wounded kid in there runs a game on him and goes, "Oh, he's telling the story of love and protecting and that he, like, gets me and he's going to honor me," like, whatever, and I lost my own authorship, lost my own embodiment, and believed he would lead me and he would be this person for me and advocate for me when I'm not advocating for myself. That's a betrayal to myself, and it's a betrayal to him because now I'm a partner with him and I'm believing his game, and he's further away from his own truth and authenticity and further away from a partner who would be an authentic match. So it's all just sort of one big betrayal. But what we never get is from those who are still lost, who haven't taken responsibility, who haven't woken up enough, who are still running game, let's say, um, that we don't hear from that voice, from that angle, right? I'm often talking about it's like these are different angles on things. So I want to hit that wound. I want to meet that wound from the angle of that external authority, from the angle of the father, from the anger of the angle of the spouse, um, and just help us all hear that. And yeah, so it's similar to the Ho'opono prayer, if you've heard that. It's a Polynesian prayer. It goes, "I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you." I think that's the order. Um, and that's often it's like done from you to someone else. Um, and it can be a prayer in death and different things. Um, this but I don't want to please forgive me in there. I don't want any like I would just want the straight I'm sorry. It's the voice that of acknowledgement of taking responsibility from the other. And I just have a feeling it's gonna feel really good to just hear the apology, so that it softens that wound and gets us first for those of us who haven't even touched those wounds, gets us feeling it, gets us softened enough to come into our bodies and then to finish the job by and, cuddling and being intimate inside of our own body. But it might just take that edge off. So on behalf of all fathers, of all mothers, of uh, all authorities, um, I'm going to say, I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry I betrayed you. Okay? um, this isn't about blame. This isn't about, again, you not, you're, we're, it's, I'm always saying like 100% responsibility and 0% blame. So we take 100% responsibility. But in a way, what I want to do with this is like, it's just another way of taking 100% responsibility. It's like I'll even take responsibility for the person who can't say I'm sorry. Does that make sense? And I'll even take responsibility for the government heads and for the priests who molested me and for all of them. I will take responsibility for them and I will apologize to me because it is all us and we just this one has to heal. You just get this one. And you can see from that point of view. You have had glimpses of being that lost, where you would harm another person blindly. We all have. So this is what I'm gonna experiment with. Welcome, everyone. Uh, People's Trust on Sunday, not 11 Eastern. I'm in Pacific, so unless I clarify, it'll be Pacific time, so it's 11 AM Pacific time on Sunday. And I will, send y'all the Zoom link. Okay? So People's Trust meeting this coming Sunday, 11 AM Pacific. So that would be noon, 1, 2, 2 PM Eastern. Nonlinear leader. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, a nonlinear leader, exactly, and then not really a leader. We're all leading each other, and if I'm leading from fulfillment and you're leading from fulfillment, then we will lead each other into more and more fulfillment. What we have now is a bunch of leaders coming from pain, coming from separation, coming from isolation, leading each other off of cliffs. So this space, this people's trust is leaders within leaders that are just that we're all nonlinear, decentralized, self-honoring, fun and fulfilled people leading each other into more of the same, more of that. Division is the devil, and the devil is in the details. I love it. Exactly. It is. It is. Division is the devil. It's a story of division that is the very fundamental um, trick. It's the fundamental trick of the eye, trick of the, it's like the spell, the trick, the the upside down world, the video game. It's like we're in a video game and we are we the challenge is believe there's division, and then when you win the game, which we're winning by the way, it's being awake in the game and going like, there's no division. And then the fun is waking everybody up and going like, hey, there's no feel. There's no division. This is a joke. This is a spell. So so in a way I'm like, let's take responsibility for the devil who would foment division, and let's apologize to ourselves for that game we ran on ourselves, because it is one mind, it is one being, and so we ran the game. And we have to wake up. And yes, there are people deeply, deeply blind, deeply in dark, dark, dark spaces where they fully believe in separation, and all they only know control and manipulation and pain and violence. Yes, but they are just further down that same game we've all run, and they are reaching the end of being able to even exist by running it. That's the judgment day that's upon us. And so we'll take over. We'll be the voice of separation and apologize for running game. It's kind of how I'm seeing it. But yeah, story of the mutual betrayal you and Michael participated in. Very clear example. Okay, cool. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no blame there. We were both running game on ourselves. And then he's really good at running game. And I'm a gullible hobbit. And so went right with it, right? And then there we are performing relationship and denying ourselves what we truly want, what's truly fulfilling, out of fear of not being lovable, fear of not being good enough, fear of being alone, fear of all the things that aren't real, that are just spells, fear of division. In the end, fear of division. You're never divided. You never needed another person to complete you. So, as I say to my old self. Okay, um, so I think it's just like, let's sit back and hear these words. So I'm gonna just have us all come. I'm gonna just walk us into our bodies, and I'm just literally gonna go through all of the authorities. And if you think of ones that I don't list, um, comment. And I'm just going to apologize, and we're gonna let it sink in. Let those words sink into our wounds. So, for those of you, you've been here before, we just come into our bodies. And it's very, very simple. We take awareness, that which is listening to my voice, that which is looking at me, that which is behind your eyes, behind your sensations, not your mind, but that which sees the mind. That pure awareness is your truest nature. It's immortal awareness, it's oneness. And it, you, she, him, you are in everything. You are the awakeness itself inside of all beings. And you are temporarily localized, semi-localized in this body. And this body is your favorite. She, he, they are your charge on earth, your avatar, your being, your home, your temple, your church, your beloved, your honoree, your committed life partner, your lover. That's who this body is. And this body has been deeply neglected because all bodies have been neglected in this realm. That's the name of the game, division. from the body, division from everything. It's God and nature are separate, men and women are separate, black and white are separate, countries are separate, all these stories of division. So we unite the divide by coming into the body. So that's very simple. You just feel your body. So feel your belly. You can close your eyes if you want. I'm going to keep them open for the time being. So feel your belly, feel all of your belly, and let it be super soft, and let it be spill out over your pants, and let it be um, soft and easy and inhabited and loved and cuddled, like getting cozy inside of your own body, like you're in a sleeping bag or you're in a really comfy couch, and you're just cozying up inside your own belly. And then cozy up inside your own pelvis. Feel yourself sink into your pelvis, sink into your hips, sink into your bottom of your pelvis, the front, the middle, the back, the sides, like you're sinking into the coziest couch or coziest chair. And feel your legs. Feel the aliveness of your legs. Feel the weight of your legs. Feel the lightness of your legs. There's all these qualities. We can feel the quality of gravity and weight, but we can also feel the quality of air and lightness. Both are true. Both are real. All qualities are here. Certainly feel the quality of aliveness. You are an electromagnetic, vibrant field with so much aliveness coursing through your blood, your lymph, your um, nervous system, your skin, everything. Everything is super alive. So feel the aliveness of your legs and feel that you're nestled inside your legs and inside your ankles and your feet, your toes and your archways, your heels. Be super cozy in your belly, your hips, your legs, and your feet. If your body is a um, puppet, a meat suit, it's your clothing, it's your home. Get so, so cozy. Really inhabit the entirety of your home. And then, as many of you know, as you come into the body, your body might want to move and stretch and twist and turn and shake. It's all very welcome. The body, in being attended to and being inhabited, shows what it wants. And we, as pure awareness, honor it. This body is your beloved. Honor everything they wish. I talk a lot about men and women, but this is the masculine taking care of the feminine, the formless taking care of form. The immortal side of yourself inhabiting the mortal side. Two sides of one coin, one being. There is only one being. You're just more localized here. So feel up above your top of your belly, up to your solar plexus as well. Just feel really cozy in there. Feel that your solar plexus is relaxed. You might notice that there's a grippiness or a pain in the center parts of these. It's all over, but the core of your solar plexus, the core of your belly, the core of your pelvis is where a lot of the healing goes down. It's that chakra storing that theme of wound. You don't need to know anything about that. We don't need to study that. We don't need to be informed. We can be in form. We can literally be in our form, in the solar plexus itself, and you'll notice, you'll feel it. So don't be distracted by that, or don't give a story to that, or don't think anything about it. Just go feel it. Feel right where there's the most grip. Go right in. There's nothing stopping you. You as awareness can go inside every door. It's not even a door, it's already open. So just go right inside your solar plexus and let your body move. So feel your solar plexus nice and soft and open. And then do the same with your chest. So inside the center of your heart, your lungs, your sternum, and your rib cage. Feel deeply inhabited inside your whole chest. Down into the solar plexus and belly, up into the throat, the shoulder blades, the tops of the shoulders, back of the heart, the spinal cord. Feel nice and cozy and nestled inside yourself. And where there's pockets of pain or kind of a shadowy area, dark, or knots or grippiness, totally fine. Get even cozier with those spots. Right? From inside your shoulders, feel your arms. Feel the electricity of the arms. Feel the weight of your muscles. Feel the stretch of your tendons. Feel the bones. Feel the skin, the layers of skin. Feel the intricacy of the wrist and the vibrancy of the hands and the palms and the nails. You are an incredible creature. Incredible. Like the most incredible creature that's ever lived. Like you are stunning. You are beautiful. You are captivating. You are an incredible energy field with elaborate, fine, beautiful, intelligent, fibrous field that runs itself beautifully. And you can savor yourself. You can savor being inside your body, feeling your hands, feeling the intricacy of the sensation in your hands. You can feel your skin. You can even touch your skin. Feel the sweet touch of your own hand. And feel that you're inside your own throat, inside your own neck, inside your own spine in the neck. And I can feel I have a lot of natural releasing to do here. So you'll just see me stretching. Whatever is true. Feel that you are like fully inhabiting your own neck and every side, the back, the front, the sides, the middle. Each section of body, which are all connected, of course, has its own theme, its own portal, its own channel, its own doors out the front and the back, you could say. And you just feel it be nice and open. Both you're deeply inhabited inside your neck and it's open. So you're in your house and the windows are open and the front and back doors are open. But you're super, super cozy inside your house. And the breeze that's blowing in is warm and crisp. It's refreshing. It's not threatening. So we fully inhabit our home here and open all the windows and doors. And let's do the same with the head. So you can start deep behind your eyes in the very middle of the head, in between the ears. That's where your center point of your third eye and your pineal gland is. Don't need to know that, doesn't matter, but it feels really good to just be aware of the sensation of the middle of the head. And you can feel the back of the head and the front of the head and all through your eyes. And you can feel out the top of the head. Feel that crown just nice and open. There's a vortex of energy going right out the top of the head and right out the middle of your brow and right out the back of the head by the brainstem there. Feel that you're inhabiting your own face. Feel your cheeks and your nose and your teeth and your lips and your chin and jaw, your whole eye socket, your forehead and temples and ears, and all through the back of the head. So feel you're deeply inhabiting your own head, your own neck, your own shoulders and arms, your chest, your solar plexus and belly, pelvis and legs and feet. And you are cozier than you've ever been inside your own body. And if the body wants to cry or stretch or moan or shake, whatever comes up is welcome. You want to go lay down and sleep for the rest of the day. It's natural. You're finally in the body and just honoring whatever is true. The body will lead. The body will always fulfill themselves. Now, as you're cozy inside your body, you probably feel spots that are more painful. It's those spots that we've avoided our whole lives. You've avoided that catch in your throat or that ache in your breast or that sharp pain in your center of your heart or the grip in your belly or the dull ache in your pelvis. Whatever it is, let today be the day you don't turn away, but turn toward. Okay, good. My guess is that as I read, as I as I say these words of apology, that it's gonna hit some areas. And you as awareness, as just the same voice that I am, you can go support that spot that gets affected. So it's like I'm saying the words and then you go hold that little one. Go cuddle them. Wrap your arms. You as awareness wrapping your arms around them. Feeling that whole section of the body. Okay? And we'll just see how it goes. You're welcome, Kate. Okay. You can keep your eyes closed perhaps. And I'm just going to apologize on behalf of everyone, one at a time. On behalf of your father, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry I betrayed you. I'm so sorry. On behalf of your mother, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry I betrayed you. I'm so sorry. On behalf of your brother, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry I betrayed you. I'm so sorry. On behalf of your sister, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry I betrayed you. I'm so sorry. On behalf of your priest or spiritual teacher of any kind, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry I betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of your school teachers, I am so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry I betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of all police and military forces, I am so sorry we hurt you. I am so sorry we betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of all other governmental authorities, I am so sorry we hurt you. I am so sorry we betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of your employers, I am so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry I betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of all mentors and counselors, I am so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry I betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of your spouse, your partner, I am so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry I betrayed you. I am so sorry. On behalf of your friends, I am so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry I betrayed you. I am so sorry. And just kind of take a breath and let the words sink in. Let yourself receive the apology. If there was someone I didn't read, someone you want an apology from, let me know and we'll do that one. Hi, Dina. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Kate. We are embodying ourselves and hearing some apologies from people we gave our authority to. Tell me how that went, folks, and if there's any more you'd like to hear. And of course, just make this your own, right? You, as awareness, can see from that one who seems like an external one who hurt you, and you can voice it to yourself. They can't do it, but you can. And maybe they could. I don't know, but doesn't matter. You can heal it. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate you too. Did anybody feel any wounds in particular? That was hard. I was always going back to giving rather than receiving the apology. That's it, Claudia. This is why this came to me to do it. I know. That's why I was like, I don't know about this Ho'oponopono prayer. I was like, I think it's this. I think this is what we need to hear. And that includes the folks doing the harm. Like, they were harmed too, right? That we have to hear it from the original one that did the harm, whoever it was for us. That's we have to receive it. Yes. Yes, thank you for saying that. Hard. It's like me too, right? I'm so the I apologize, you know, all the time. It's like I didn't it's not appropriate. I didn't do anything wrong. Um, but, it's like I'll take responsibility and it's like, no, it's the one who did it. Now again, we did a dance with them, but to just hear it from that angle, it's like it hits the wound on it from a different angle. And it's the healing I think we need. So I think the fact that it was hard says a lot. Probably also a lot about women. We take on this responsibility. It's not just about women, obviously, but to receive this apology, let it like let it in. Let yourself receive the acknowledgement that you were hurt. You were hurt. That there was a violation of your boundaries. This is a violent world we live in. It is violent. There is a constant constant dishonoring of 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 fulfillment of your own boundaries of what this being wants, right? We have been treated like objects. Everyone has been treated like objects and imposed on, right, by these non-authorities, by every school, every parent group. I mean, parents, everyone, all the so-called authorities have been hurtful more than they've been helpful because they themselves were hurt. They themselves were running these agendas. So the challenge to just receive, and I'm guessing we could just do this over and over again, right? And you fill in whatever voice you need to hear it from. You are that same awareness looking out of their eyes, and you can speak it to yourself. And it's just to receive it, just to receive that apology, to let that wound hear it. And let's, for now, let's not do any apologizing. Let's just receive it. And then I think as we heal, then there's the natural apology, if that's appropriate, if that's true. For the most part, we need to receive quite a bit. But then, yes, of course, it feels so good to offer the apology when it's true. It's like, oh my gosh, I violated their boundaries. I hurt them, you know. But I think we need to receive it first. Amen. It was also very clear how much more worse it is when you receive an empty apology from someone who hurt you. I know it. Oh, it's the worst, 100%. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't exactly, exactly. And that's why if we can do this for ourselves, right? It isn't empty. If we're tuned into our awareness and we know where the wound is and we mean it, right? It's like I'm just so sorry you felt that. And that is the natural response. The person that hurt us, if they weren't running their program, running their game, which is all from pain and the separation division story, and so they weren't disinhabited and so they themselves weren't colonized, and turned into a zombie. The natural response is, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry you're hurt." I'm so sorry. And you go right to the person that even if you did were the one who hurt them, because there isn't this intention to harm. But we've been, generationally so disinhabited, um, that there is um, this, lack of realness in those apologies because it's just been a performance for so long, like we were talking about earlier. But if you tune into your awareness, into that loving nature, that unconditionally loving nature that pure awareness is, which is who you are, it's not empty. You feel the fullness of that love, and really you're the one to give it to you. So yeah. Randall says, I'm so sorry that I betrayed so many entertainers, actors, musicians by giving them my money to sacrifice their lives to fame and riches and adulation. Oh, exactly. Well, this is what I think can happen, right? It's like then your apology comes out. It's like, "Oh my god, I betrayed myself and them." Like, it's the betrayal loop that we're all on starts to unravel. It's like that's what I feel like we're doing. It's like get to the root of the betrayal, and then the betrayal stops, and we stop betraying ourselves, and then we stop betraying them. Exactly. We are betraying Elon Musk and Donald Trump and all the celebrities and whatever because we are feeding their emptiness. We are feeding their story of being an authority, and keeping them from discovering what their fulfillment is. There's this funny comedian named Caleb Heron, and he talks about Donald Trump, like, he's like, "Oh, he's definitely gay." And he's like an old school gay, like, he's like, what he should have done was been, like, on the red carpet doing, like, color commentary on people's outfits. Like, he would have been a great, like, old gay, like the Joan Rivers, of the red carpet. I was like, "Oh my god, that's exactly like that. That's who Donald Trump is. He's this carnival barker who who would just wanna be like a commentator at a carnival." And we're keeping him away from his dream. So, yeah, exactly. We just perpetuate this betrayal. So how do we get to that root and receive the original apology, and then, we stop continuing the betrayal. Thank you for that, Randolph. That's exactly why I quit my job as a pharmaceutical translator. I just couldn't do it anymore, supporting big pharma and indirectly harming people at the same time. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, and this is it, right? This is that judgment point, juncture point where it's like, we can't support these systems of empire. We need a place to go. We're just healing that piece that would grip on, that would hold on, um, heal, and then, we can come over here into fulfillment land where we just give to each other, and it's so, so simple, and we're not trying to get from each other because we're all wounded children. Hi, Jesse. Abby's laughing. I know, right? Isn't that so funny? I love to think about that. Like, what would be their real fulfillment? I think Elon would be like, I literally think, like, this is so sort of cheeky. This is, I don't know what this is, but my old partner slash cult leader slash friend, I always thought she'd be a great match with Elon, and that they would really enjoy living in the North Pole together and, like, playing with new tech and, like, going, like, snowmobiling and, like, I don't know, just, like, being, like, semi-cyborgs together. Do you know what I mean? Like, like, isolated from people, um, and they just get to, like, I don't know, like, yeah, like, play with, like, snowmobile toys, like, outdoor toys, um, eat seal, you know what I mean? And just live this kind of, like, isolated, um, tech-centered life. I'm like, "Damn," you know? Caleb also has a good bit about Elon, poor Elon being like, to poor Elon, he's like, he's such a menace. He's Dennis the Menace. This goes back to the developmental disruption. They're all just wounded children looking for love, but Caleb has this bit where he's like, "Nobody wants to play with Elon. Nobody wants to sleep with Elon, and so we can't have, democracy." No, we never had democracy, but the bit is that he has to take all freedom away because he's a kid that nobody wants to play with, and that's kind of it, right? And, but if we healed that kid, then they get to go live whatever that adult wants to live, which gets to be really weird because we're all weird. We're all weird geniuses who don't wanna fit in. We wanna just do what we wanna do, and then we fit in with the people we wanna fit in with, and Elon would be so much happier. I really think Elon would be so much happier playing with technology at the North Pole. And, like, building fancy snowmobiles run on free energy. I buy local as much as possible, no more Amazon, no FB. Yeah, me too. Me too, I just can't do it. Hi, Frank. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that exercise was helpful. You can replay it and just, do it for yourself. I had another this whole healing awakening thing. I'm not using the word awakening as much because it actually means the opposite of waking up, awakening. So I've been experimenting with using the word wakening. um, or waking up. So I'm going to just use that word. But so this healing of the wound of the betrayal of so-called authority. And then I wanted to wake us up from these empire beliefs. I've already talked about many of them, but I want to do a little visualization exercise, let's say. But still embodiment, still visualization. It's not really visualization, but it's seeing and feeling in our bodies, imagining the world, which leads to the public trust thing. I might have, well, I could still read what I have for the public trust now, but again, go on the publictrust.substack. It's or just the public, or yeah, the public trust. The public trust is the new page I started on Substack. Um, so, so I want us to engage with this public trust document and with what we're building there together without the wounds of the empire and without which is an ongoing thing, and without the concepts of empire. So we talked about these authorities, right, and healing from them. I want to imagine the world without these concepts. So we've been talking today about them being spells, right? This it's the best. It's in some ways the best word, because they really were cast from this from beings who tell the story of division and separation and who feel lost, separated, divided, caught, trapped. They then keep casting the story, and then we buy the story. But then it's just a spell. Or you could say a nightmare, or if it's a video game, it's like a side quest that we get caught in this loop, and we don't win the game, which is fulfillment, which includes full awakening to oneness and embodiment, honoring the unique body's fulfillment. So I want us to come out of these side quests, which would give our attention to authorities, right? So one is the healing, to acknowledge the betrayal from them and from ourselves. And then let's just experiment with this. So there's no, as I've said, right, the only problem we humans have is believing we have a problem. And it's believing in general. Beliefs are where all the trouble is. In the 3D, there are no beliefs. There's just reality. And reality goes like this. This body, when she's inhabited, moves toward fulfillment. She eats what she wants to eat. She plays with who she wants to play with. She buys, fun things at an antique store. She makes beans and rice, It's really pretty straightforward. Don't need a belief. Don't need any application of a theory. Don't need an ism. None of it. I have no need. We don't have any need for isms. We don't have any need for theories. I promise you. So there's no trouble here in reality. Here in reality. And, which is not to say I'm not, obviously I've told stories of having access to, you could say, to other realms or energies or the spiritual world or whatever, which is not three-dimensional, right? We all have access to that. You sensing yourself is what is that? You can't see that in form, but it's still real, right? Energy is real. We don't see electricity, but our lamp is still on. So, but I'm so interested as a hobbit in us all meeting in 3D reality, right? So I'm like, let's make an actual trust and let's, create a broadcasting system, and then let's have boots on the ground. P.S. What I added to the people's trust was a people's army, because as much as I would love for us not to need one, We need people who are willing to put their bodies on the line for this transfer, right? And I and 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 storm the White House, storm the Vatican. And I've been seeing so many more young men especially, on Substack and TikTok, advocating for this. Like, let's get together. Like, let's, where are the men? Let's go. Let's just let's just go. And I say yes, because and that's why I have an open question to the police and military. Are you with the public? Are you with the people's trust? Oh, I kept saying the public trust. It's the people's trust. Are you with which is the public trust? Are you with the people? Or are you with empire? This is the day of judgment. This is the reckoning moment. Um, anyway, point is, I'm interested in the 3D and in the reality of the 3D. So a lot of spiritual people, it's like they're like, it's already happened in the spiritual world, and it's like, yes, I see that. I see that the game's already won, let's say, but the the only way we know that is it has to be visceral. It has to be actually on the ground. We have to actually have a document that we all attest to. We have to have those fences taken down. We have to have, a burning of the passports and the and the identifications that make us, wardens make us wardens of the state. Is that the word? Enslaved beings, whatever we want that. We're, owned by the state. So I'm always like, but what about the 3D? What about the 3D? What about 3D reality? Because here in 3D reality, none of those stories are real, and there's no problem. So I want to envision together and sit here together and imagine and actually realize with real eyes that it's already the case that these things don't exist. So I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to say these things to you in the same way I said the apologies to you. There's no such thing as separation. There's no such thing as government. There's no such thing as countries. There's no such thing as private property. There's no such thing as school. There's no such thing as the nuclear family. There's no such thing as work or jobs. There's no such thing as money. And there's no such thing as religion. Words of the state, thank you. Okay? None of those things are real. They're all made up. They're not here in reality. They're not here in the 3D world. They're part of the spell casting. This is real. Money is real. No, it's not. No, it's not. So let those sink in. No such thing as separation, government, countries, private property, school, nuclear family, work, money, or religion. Let's just sit there for a moment. How would you be? What would the world look like? This is how I want to build the people's trust from here. Right? It's like none of those systems ever existed. What are we? What is this? What is this? Right? So I did my best, if you pull up the people's trust, to start to articulate it. But it's sort of like, do we articulate it from like we're in Nova Gaia and here is what it looks like. It doesn't have these things. But also we need to help people transition, do you know? So that's why I'm calling the meeting on Sunday, where and again, everybody's welcome who wants to be a sort of core council member here. And I will invite everybody who's been in contact with me directly to powwow, to talk about this statement, this declaration, this people's trust, the collective, who we are, what we represent, and I think we have to be this free. We have to not have any beef. I joke that I have like beef with Jordan Peterson and Zach Bush and stuff, and I do, but it's held very lightly. It's like, it's really just wanting, as Randolph and I have been joking, it's like conversion therapy. All I want is to convert everybody over here to reality. I want you to wake up from the spell with us. I want you to have, to join the party of free, sovereign, happy people who are healing, who don't recognize external authority, who want to just engage in gifting and sharing and mutual aid in living together without this artificial matrix. Um, so that's the only beef I have. It's just this open invitation. Um, but uh, that we come out of the spell that our this people's trust, this new collective is doesn't work with these old concepts. We don't work with private property, we don't work with countries, we don't work with the government, we don't work with the story of separation or division. We don't work with even like nuclear family, which is not to say there isn't a beauty, of course, a beauty in that smaller family unit. But the nuclear family, this sort of cut off story, is so divisive. It's so harmful. We have gone crazy in creating these pods of families versus the village that was always meant to raise the children, to for us to be together, for there to not be dividing lines between us. Um, Words of the state. Thank you. We have to bring it down to the 3D. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that phrase. My ex-Marine turned hippie 85-year-old dad has volunteered for this. He told me last month. Oh, great, great. Yeah, awesome, Dina. Thank you. Have to jump off. We'll listen to replay. Awesome. Where does the healthcare system fit into that list? Okay, great. Oh yeah, that there's no such thing. I think it's because there isn't, right? It's not a healthcare system. Like it's a death care. It's a non-caring system. It's a violent system. And then so the people's trust is actual care. I used your words, Claudia, of like something about care. I rephrased it. If you go on the new document, um, so that what we're creating is actual care, right? We're it's actual human development, tools for human development, actual, you know, natural building, your obviously your beautiful work that these are real healthcare, real um, tools from Gaia herself, from God herself, from that have been delivered to you for free because that's what it's meant to be, just this gift economy. Um, so it's like waking up from the spell that there's a healthcare system, that there's a government, that there's a money system, that any of this stuff is real, to then wake up to the reality that uh, we are just given these gifts, right? I'm just given the angle on healing that I have. You're given the angle on healing that you have, Lynn, Miriam, all of us have incredible, genius, brilliant gifts to offer one another. Like every single person, there's no exception. And so we're just saying we are done with these old systems. We're sovereign. We're going to gift to one another. And we like burst through all of the spells that there's such a thing as a healthcare system, that there's such a thing even as money. So thank you for that question. Hi, Leslie. Um, so how does that land? How does none of these things are real? Can you see it? Can you see, and then can you see the world without these things, right? Imagine, just like the Imagine song. Imagine there's no government. Imagine there's no money. Imagine there's no nuclear family. There's no isolated pods. Imagine there's no jobs, right? You don't go to a job. Imagine there's no religion. There's no beliefs, right? We're not believing in the day that we'll be saved. We're not believing in a middleman. We don't believe. We know. Uh, Randolph posted, oh, what is his name? He calls himself the Virgin Monk Boy, but it's a different name. His Substack page is named the one that wrote the Mary Magdalene article. Maybe you can link to us, Randolph. But he was talking about Mary Magdalene and how she was such a heretic because the she just knows, right? And it's like there's and I would just say we all just know. We just know what's true. We just know what's right. We know what we want to do. We know what work we like. We know what work. We know what food we like. We know how we want to move our bodies. We know who we want to hang out with. We know it's an visceral intelligence in the body that knows. And women's bodies especially are just a little more tuned in to what's good for the whole. But men's, we're all the bodies are extremely wise. We have gnosis. So Mary Magdalene just, it's any being that knows and that isn't studying, that isn't theorizing, that isn't um, believing, is a threat to these systems that keep us in belief. They keep us in a spell. They keep us in a story of getting somewhere, a story of time. It all goes back to time. Because here in reality, in the time being sort of like this fourth dimensional trap, it's like it's the side quest. It's like literally it's a spell of a fourth dimension, of this dimension of time, of mind, that's like we're going somewhere. There's a government and they're going to help us and they're going to save us, and I have money that is in a bank that's going to provide for a retirement in which I'll be then happy. This is a spell. And over here in reality, in the three dimensions in form, you're hungry, you don't want to hang out with that person, you hate the job, and so we have to come over to reality. Wake up from the spell, come to reality, wake up from the spell, come to reality. And then articulating that in a document is a is a fun challenge because it's a world and it's a collective that that are believers. We're just beers, we're just knowers with a G, and and how do we portray that, and how do we invite people who are on the cusp of awakening of of w- of the spells being broken. That's why I want to convene the meeting on Sunday. So um thank you, Claudia. I read that article before today's session, loved it. Isn't it so good? It's an amazing article. So good. So good. um P.S. Orion, I'm not going to give his real name, Orion, the naval engineer who was on Friday. He and I are connecting, and he wants to be part of this as well. So we've got a great team here. Um, so Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific, we are going to convene. You folks who've been here, who know what's up, who want to build the people's trust, we're going to convene. So DM me if you want to be a part of it. Um, and and that you and I don't have a direct connection right now. And I will send you the Zoom link, and we will get together to flush it out further. But in the meantime, I think what I'll do is ask you all to now, with this, like, imagine no government, no money, no, right? That this collective is working. We're not working off of any of these old spells, and in a way, and then we've got this healing from the so-called authorities. That's to go look at the new page, the People's Trust page, and what I've written from here, and and make your edits and contributions and stuff in the comments, and then we will flush it out more fully on Sunday. Does that sound good? I'll say this again throughout the week, but put the link to Virgin Monk Boy in the SS chat thread for quotes. Okay, great. That sounds good. Oh yeah, that's our we have multiple chats for on my page for anybody who doesn't know. One of them is quoting each other and quoting good inspirational quotes. Another is the men's group chat that has Randolph in there, so you can go anytime and then DM him and be part of the men's group. Again, men's group every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central. You guys get together. Okay, I think that's it for now. It's good for today. And a link to Lennon's Imagine, written actually by Yoko. Yeah, don't get me started on all the women behind the scenes. Exactly, Yoko not getting her credit that was due. Yeah, exactly, written by Yoko. Our quintessential gnome, by the way. Quintessential gnome. I don't know if I shared this, I think, on one thing, but it's a good note to end on, because she has one of my favorite performance pieces. Wouldn't it be great when we don't have to, like, consume art, right? We don't have to, like, Lyoko doesn't have to do a performance piece. We can just We can just share our art and our creativity together, Um, God, won't it be amazing to not have money in the way of just sharing? But one of her cool performance pieces was that she takes about, like, 20 minutes, and it's different every time, and she takes just, like, a bentwood chair, and she explores every angle of that chair. So she flips it upside down and lays on it, and she, positions herself with the chair, and she explores it, and she looks at it, and she touches it, and she flips it every single way. She puts herself underneath it, all of it. And eventually she sits it down and she sits on the chair and she says something to the effect of like, "Yep, this is the best way to be with the chair." And it's the gnomiest fucking thing in the world. Where every single angle is explored and um and it's just so beautiful, and it's like, you will exhaust the same thing to make sure that this is the right thing. So, this is when a gnome says that, like, when Claudia's like, "This," I'm like, "Mm, yep, she's explored it. That's right." And, that goes for something as simple as a chair, so I love that. I love that as an example of a gnome art piece. Alright. I think that's it. Thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow with Lynn, and some beautiful healing through the eye and the third eye. And yeah, it's just gonna be great. I'm looking so forward to it. She's got really cool stuff being delivered, right? And the gifts just keep coming. So thank you all for your gifts, and see you on the new People's Trust page. See you in the chats, and see you tomorrow. Thanks, Abby. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Till tomorrow.